Want to win prizes while watching football? Here's how. Football just got a whole lot more exciting with Match Bingo, the game where watching football actually wins you rewards. Here's how it works. Before kickoff, you'll get a Match Bingo card. Instead of numbers, it's filled with all the moments we love and hate. Whether it's yellow cards, corners, offsides, VAR, penalties, even a bit of stoppage time drama. As the game goes on, you'll tick them off one by one. Hit a line, shout bingo, and you're in the running for prizes. More boxes you complete, the bigger chances you've got to win. We're talking football merch, matchday gear, vouchers, and loads more. Every game you play gives you another shot at winning. And the best part is free to sign up. So that Monday night mid-table clash suddenly has you on the edge of your seat because you just need one more corner to win. Even a goalless draw becomes nail-biting when there's a prize on the line. And the best part of it is free to sign up. Play along, compete with your mates, and win real prizes with Match Bingo. Scan the QR code on the screen and click the link in the description to get started today. Make Match Bingo a win.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again. And yes, people, this video is sponsored by Match Bingo. Big up Match Bingo for sponsoring this particular video. And yeah, man, make sure you guys click the description link as well. And obviously scan the QR code to make sure you sign up right away. You can sign up for free. And yeah, get stuck into it, man. This weekend, there's a few games you can do. Obviously, Match Bingo, you pick a game. You make sure you get a line. It's basically like bingo, really. And yeah, you win prizes, man. So make sure you sign up, use my link, use my code, all that good stuff. And yeah, man, big up Match Bingo once again for sponsoring the video, man. Make sure you guys scan the QR code, and the link is pinned in the chat and in the description as well. But let's get into it, man. And yes, EZE is having his medical today, man. He's having his medical today. And bro, I still can't believe we're signing this guy. I'll be honest, man. Like, it's just come out of nowhere in respects of, I thought our deals were done. I thought it was finished. I thought nothing else was going to happen. We're going to sign Gyökeres. That's going to be our last signing of the window, but it's not. It's not, man. We were hearing a lot of talk of obviously Arsenal needing to sell players, but it actually turns out we did have the money all along, which I knew this anyway. I knew Arsenal would have had the money all along. So yeah, man, it's actually crazy, man. But big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you want to join up to Match Bingo, click the link in the description, and scan the QR code as well. EZE set for Arsenal medical after Crystal Palace goodbyes. So yeah, obviously the kind of feeling was that EZE would play one last game yesterday, which personally I didn't mind too much. I thought, again, maybe it's a little bit of a risk him getting injured, but I didn't mind overly much. But again, that actually got pulled. Oliver Glasner said he was ill, which is actually the funniest thing ever, considering it's like he doesn't know that anyone watches the news and obviously knows that he's off to Arsenal. So, but yeah, obviously he didn't actually play in the game. They won the game 1-0. And you could tell that obviously Crystal Palace needs to get used to playing in European football because, again, it's a little bit different in terms of like style of play and stuff like that. And then coming up with different teams that don't really know you or don't really respect you in terms of know that you've got good players that kind of just go for it kind of thing. So I definitely think they've got to get used to that. But hopefully they get through. Obviously, they only won by the 1 goal, but they should go there and pick up at least a draw or something like that. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, EZE will undergo a medical with Arsenal on Friday, which is today, after a deal worth £67.5 million was agreed with Crystal Palace. That's a crazy deal as well, by the way. That's a sensational deal, really. Big up IME in the building, man. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you are, yo, Tops, my man. Big up yourself, brother, every single time. Hope you are well, my bro. But yeah, very interesting, man. Very interesting. It goes to the Gunners sensationally swooped in and hijacked Tottenham's move for the Crystal Palace star on Wednesday. Mere hours after Spurs had agreed a deal with both club and player. So yeah, crazy, man. Crazy how they've just swooped in. Obviously, those rumors saying that also have already agreed a deal or already had agreed a deal Sunday the 10th of August. So and they just triggered it after obviously Havertz got injured. The thoughts on obviously Havertz potentially could be out for months as well, so that's going to be something that's going to obviously be very interesting too. Personal terms between Arsenal and EZE, who began his career with the Gunners, are expected to be a formality, and the transfer is now poised to be wrapped up in the coming days. They're probably saying it's going to be today. Apparently, there is kind of idea of trying to get this done before midday today, so he could be included into the lead squad, which would be absolutely sensational. If you would have told me this time last week after EZE banding that free kick for Crystal Palace against Chelsea, which obviously got ruled out for a foul, that the next week he'd be in the Arsenal squad, I'll be like, what the hell? One, we're not even linked with them. Two, there's no way we're going to get a deal done that quick. Three, is going to Spurs. So yeah, it's actually a massive turnaround, man. It's actually crazy, man. A big up IME. I said it in almost every stream here that at least we need Eze. You remember? Yeah, 100%. Darren Martin kept telling me that we won't happen. Now what? With a laughing emoji. Yeah, he did, to be fair. I mean, I think Darren was just obviously being pessimistic. Big up Darren. Just because he knew, he knows what the club's like, innit? And yeah, I was pretty similar in terms of maybe not as dismissive, but I was like, it's highly unlikely he's going to come just because you know that the club always stops short when we need that extra player. We need that extra couple of players, especially in attack. We always kind of like, no, we're done. And it's like, oh, and what could have been? And then they go to other teams and they end up being obviously playing very, very well for the other team. So yeah, but yeah, Darren was in my chat yesterday. He was gassed. I was gassed. Everyone's been gassed, to be fair. He was an Arsenal fan about this signing because again, it's bro, he's a sick player, man. He's actually so sick. Yeah, man, it's actually good to get him in. And me personally, I feel like obviously like the other deals now look a little bit better. Like the Madueke deal, again, I'm still not happy that we spent that much money on him, but his role literally is going to be probably like backup now because again, you're looking at starting probably Eze on the left if you're going to do anything, or in the 10 or whatnot. So yeah, Saka obviously is going to be one of the wide positions as well. With Trossard staying, he looks like he's going to get some minutes as well. So we've got a lot of players on those kind of wing areas at the current moment in time. So yeah, I feel like they're all going to be probably fighting for positions and for spaces. And it's going to take a lot of wiggling around by Mikel Arteta to try and get everyone in the same team for sure. Tottenham's agreement in principle with Palace is believed to have been a similar figure, but with slightly lower upper front fee and add-ons, which would be harder to trigger. Standard Sport understand that there is a provisional plan for Eze to finalize his move on Friday, the day after playing. See, he didn't even play it. This is how this needs to be updated, isn't it? He didn't even play in obviously the first ever European match. Obviously, Mateta scored the early goal as well. First ever European goal. Eze will need to be registered by 12 p.m. Obviously UK time on Friday to be eligible to make his Arsenal debut against Leeds on Saturday. So yeah, crazy, man, crazy. Big up Carlos in the building says, guess who's off work, blood? Big up yourself, obviously. Carlos off work for a couple of days. Again, and it's obviously fell on the day that they face West Ham away from home. So that should be a interesting match tonight. I said North London derby, not London derby, sorry. So yeah, I'm expecting Chelsea to win. Big up IME. Tops tell Darren Martin for me. IME got his wishes come true as in the Arsenal. Yeah, big up, man. Obviously gassed, man. I'm still gassed, to be fair. I can't believe it. We're signing this guy, man, so quickly as well. I didn't think we were signing anyone else. I'll be real. So yeah, I'm happy, man. Obviously, just talking about the game yesterday that they won 1-0. SA, who's he's got 12 England caps as well, who was all set to join Spurs, but favoured to move to Arsenal when he heard they'd reignited their interest. He was on their books as a youngster, and as previously said, he grew up as an Arsenal fan. Earlier in the window, Arsenal were in regular contact with his representation. Standard Sport learned 3 weeks ago that Arsenal had called their interest in Eze and felt outgoings would be needed in order for an attacking spot in the squad to become available. They returned to Eze on Wednesday, though, partly as a response to Kai Havertz's injury. Missing out on Eze will serve as a source of deep frustration and embarrassment for Tottenham after chairman Daniel Levy. He's been getting cooked up, Murray. I swear that Tottenham fans are losing it. I see him tapping toes, losing his head, expressions, losing his head, things that I like to see. Things that I like to see. Spent a number of days locked in negotiations. So apparently, I feel like Andre Berger just let them do the work, let them agree to kind of the fee that Palace were willing to accept, and then we kind of just swooped in and just matched it or just improved it a little bit and got the player in it. So, I mean, he's always going to pick us over Spurs, let's be honest, man. But yeah, I just didn't think we'd be in for him at all. I just didn't think we were going to be interested. They were obviously putting out briefs that even when Yeri's contract renewal doesn't make sense, that we get another 10, which did make sense to me at the time. I thought, bro, they're literally different ages. They play different sides of the pitch as well. Like Ethan plays on the right, Eze plays on the left. So yeah, it just didn't make any sense, man. But yeah, gladly it wasn't true, and Spurs continue to monitor the market for attacking reinforcements, particularly in Eze's preferred number 10 position. It's crazy though, to be fair, considering the kind of desperation straits they actually are in. Remember, Madison's out for the season. He's done his ACL. Kulusevski, I think he's out to like December or something. He's got obviously knee problems too. So they're kind of two of their best creative sparks. They need some creativity. They tried to go for obviously Morgan's Gibbs-White. Karianakas was just not having anything. He was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere, rude boy. So yeah, that was locked off. And then obviously this Eze deal has been obviously stolen from them by Arsenal. So I don't know, man. I've seen that they were linked with Morgan Rogers, but I don't know if Villa will be willing to sell so late on in the window because, again, you'd have to replace him. And, man, Villa are looking like they're going to get picked apart a little bit because, again, there's still kind of question marks on Ollie Watkins if he's going to still be there as well. Big ol' IME says for the first time I feel confident approaching anybody this season. Fingers crossed this squad doesn't get stupid injuries. I mean, we've already got Havertz out for a period of time, and I feel like potentially he could be out for months, man. If we're willing to, because again, they're saying that this is obviously potentially linked. If we're willing to sign a player, that means he's going to be out for at least 3 or 4 months for sure. Already. So that's not a good start, bro. But yeah, big up yourself, man. Hopefully we can actually do something this season, finally, man, after all this time. Big up Luis Garcia, long time, bro. Wolves are facing a fight to keep Strand Larson as Newcastle are pushing to sign him for around 60 million. Oh my, I know Strand Larson got 14 league goals. I get that, but 60 million is excessive. It is very excessive for sure. He's up to Liverpool soon. So yeah, apparently this, I mean, I'll get into it later. Obviously, Aston Villa are hotting up their interest in Nicholas Jackson, which begs me to believe that if he goes there, Ollie Watkins is going to go to Newcastle, and then Newcastle are going to sell EZE. And that's what I think is going to happen personally. Because, yeah, I don't understand why they would go for Jackson considering they've still got Ollie Watkins there. That means they're going to probably sell him. Obviously, Jackson's younger. He's played with Emery at Villarreal. Makes sense. It's probably going to be about 60 mil. They're probably going to sell Watkins for about 50, 60 mil. So, yeah, and that might actually happen, man. Obviously, Watkins is a bit older. So, yeah. IME, did you see Jamie almost cry for Eze on the TalkSport show? It was so enjoyable, man, with a laughing emoji. Yeah, I was enjoying it, man. I was laughing about it as well, to be fair. I was. Literally, bro, like it's funny, man. I was enjoying it a lot, actually. Yeah, I had to retweet that a few times as well, man. Big Luis Garcia says it's important to signal for the market. Rodriguez actively seeking first-hand information from Alisson regarding a potential Liverpool switch. The advice from the Brazilian keeper. So yeah, this kind of Rodrigo news has kind of come out in the last, I don't know, 24 hours about Liverpool potentially going for him. I don't know if that affects the EZE deal as well. I don't know if they're going to try and go for both of them. I don't know, man. It seems like it might be one or the other. They do need probably another winger as a striker as well. When you look at who they've actually sold. But it actually depends, because if they're keeping Chiesa, he adds to the list, in it. So that means you got Chiesa, Gakpo, Ekitike, Salah, Verts. That's 5. Maybe you need one more to make it 6. And then you got obviously front 3 and then another front 3 kind of vibe. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. Big Luis Garcia says, who knows Anfield inside and out. It's invaluable for Rodrigo's decision-making process. Keep an eye on the situation. Conversations like this often precede further developments. India Kali and ITK number 1. Is he 1? Is he tier 1? I don't even know. But yeah, obviously Son has moved on to obviously America, and James Madison has been ruled out for most of the season with a serious ACL injury. Yeah, he's not going to be playing for the rest of the season for sure. So yeah, but yeah, man, I like I said, unless it's Morgan Rogers, man, I don't know where they're going to go in terms of like who they're going to go for, who's going to be adequate. Because remember, they're in the Champions League. That's kind of the main thing here. They are in the Champions League. So you kind of need 2 decent squads. If you're going to do anything in both, obviously, they want to get back probably into Europe at least this season, which means you got to finish in the top 7. Remember, they finished 17th last year. They've got a new manager. They're not going to finish down there, I don't think. Thomas Frank's already got that kind of new manager bounce vibe to him. They're playing very, very well under him already. They beat Burnley 3-0. They probably should have beat PSG, if we're being honest. They beat Arsenal in pre-season. They've got Manchester City away next tomorrow, midday. That's going to be an amazing game, man. Very, very, very. I don't know where my alliances lie with that, man, to be fair, because I feel like potentially Man City, they've not really been tested yet. They only had Wolves. Obviously, Tottenham have looked good against teams that are better than them in terms of Arsenal, PSG. They've had a solid foundation compared to how they played on the range. So it's going to be a decent game for sure. Rodrigo is a Diaz replacement. EZE is a Nunes replacement. Interesting. And then you keep Chiesa on top of that. So you'd have 6 outfield players, and then Verts would be the extra kind of number 10 kind of role kind of thing. Yeah, I guess maybe, but bro, it'd be crazy, man, if you got both of them, man. It'd be crazy if you got both of them, but you never know. This window is moving mad. To be fair, like there's a lot of kind of stories that I didn't think were true, or I didn't think would actually happen, and they have. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, man. Obviously, on to other news here. Christian Nkunku moved to RB Leipzig, hit snag. Napoli in talks with Manchester United for Rasmus Højlund as well. In this Thursday's edition of the Euro Transfer News, Chelsea and RB Leipzig are in a disagreement over the terms of a potential return to the Bundesliga for Christopher Nkunku, and Napoli are continuing to explore the possibility of capturing Manchester United's Rasmus Højlund. Finally, Liverpool and Manchester City are likely destinations for Real Madrid's winger Rodrigo, according to reports from Brazil. Chelsea's aim of offloading attacker Christopher Nkunku has been thrown into jeopardy, according to journalist Florian Plettenberger. or Plettenberg. The French international has been linked with the return to the former side RB Leipzig after making 62 appearances for the Blues in his obviously early 2 full seasons at the club. Leipzig are unwilling to take him back on a permanent deal, prefer a loan option. Obviously, Chelsea need to sell him to try and get him off the books, off the wages, so they can go in for Xavi Simons. That kind of deal is kind of linked. I do think this will probably get done, but it's going to drag out. You know, you always have these kind of stories in the windows that they start at the start of August and then they drag out to the end. And you always think, is this still going on kind of thing? I thought you already signed him, considering it starts off like hot traction and then it kind of slows down and then, yeah, it will pick back up. So I think in the next, I don't know, 5 days, when obviously Nkunku might even push to, you know what, let me just try and go on loan or something like that. And maybe Chelsea will be obviously willing to do a loan with an option or something, just to get him off the wages, man. So, because yeah, I think getting in Xavi Simons would be a massive upgrade for sure. Big up Joseph in the building, man. It says Manchester City versus Spurs and Newcastle versus Liverpool, 2 good games tops. Yeah, very good games, bro. Very good games. I'm excited for both of them. And that Newcastle Liverpool game, I think, has the potential to be the most ferocious game since the battle at the bridge, man. When it was Spurs versus Chelsea, that 2-2 draw that stopped Tottenham winning the league and Leicester winning the league based off them dropping points, man. That game was ridiculous. That was like tooth and nail. And even actually after that, the Spurs versus Chelsea one at obviously the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where they were down to 9 men or whatever. It wasn't even last season, the season before that. Even that they're probably the last 2. That obviously a couple of red cards in there. That was very like ferocious and stuff like that. So I think it's got the potential to be like that, but we'll have to wait and see, man, for sure. Because I think the Geordie fans are going to be up for it because it's Liverpool. They're taking their best player. The reason Isaac's obviously not coming to training. So it's going to be intense, man. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's going to be a very good game. Mad how it's the second game of the season as well, as obviously Man City and Spurs. However, a permanent transfer is currently being ruled out. If anything, it will be a loan deal. Chelsea's stance remain clear: a permanent deal, or at the very least, an obligation to buy. Interesting, man. So I don't know. Someone's obviously going to have to give. Either Leipzig's going to have to concede that they have to sign him or buy him permanently, or Chelsea might soften towards the end of the window and say maybe an option. But yeah, someone's going to have to give way for this deal to happen. But I still expect it to be a successful deal. Nevertheless, man. If I'm being honest, I heard that City want Richarlison. What? No way. That cannot be real. That cannot be real. Why would they want him? That cannot be real. I did hear that Richarlison wants to leave. I did hear that. So, and maybe that's why Spurs tried to offer him in the EZE deal to try and sweeten the deal for Crystal Palace. Here's a Premier League proven striker and to obviously replace EZE's goals and stuff like that. But yeah, crazy, man. Big up Carlos in the building. I was at the Battle of the Bridge live. Yeah, you did go to the game. 2-2. What a game, man. I mean, the fact that obviously your man came out, I can't remember the referee's name, man. Is it Clattenburg? He came out and said, yeah, there should have been about 4 or 5 red cards. I just let it go. I knew that I knew that Spurs were fouling Chelsea, but I just hope that Chelsea will come back into it. So I just let the game breathe. To be fair, if we had more of that, then obviously the game's probably a bit more entertaining, a bit more aggressive, like it used to be back in old school Barclays. Your Boltons, your Stoke Cities, your Blackburns, these man there, brother, they will be crunching you on a regular basis, man. So yeah, crazy. Big ol' I am me. It says you remember when I said Hand of Arsenal wrote on X that Arsenal are planning to send a £55 million bid for EZE plus 5 in add-ons, then deleted it? Yes, that guy has been classed as someone. Yes, I remember you did say that, bro. And I think I've seen a couple of people say that he did say that as well, but he quickly deleted it. So maybe he was in the know anyway. And you know what's happened? Because again, that article from Miguel Delaney was saying that Arsenal kept it under wraps for a reason. They didn't want anyone to know that they were obviously in for him in case, because they didn't want to get into kind of a thing where people are kind of questioning whether they got money or not. So they kind of put out the briefs that they weren't interested, etc., kept it quiet. So Spurs kind of did all the kind of groundwork, because I had a feeling that potentially Spurs might pull away if they did that, which meant that they probably would have had to negotiate with Crystal Palace themselves. But yeah, I think they just allowed Spurs to do it and then kind of just match what they did. And that was it, man. That was it. So, but yeah, crazy turn of events, man. How quickly it was done. Obviously, the exclusive from David Ornstein was like 7:30. And then by the time it was like 12 o'clock, we got Here We Go, fam. Even before that, it was probably about half 10, 11:15. We got Here We Go. So them transfers are always the best, man. I don't care what anyone says, man. This is why I do kind of miss the Sky Sports News kind of era, because you used to get that dopamine straight away in terms of like, you just link with the player, bottom of the screen, it's yellow. Chelsea link with X amount of player, whoever it is. And then next day or the same day, my man's there at a medical. And you're like, what is going on? But when obviously you get the kind of running commentary of transfers week to week, and it kind of just drags a little bit, and you don't really get the same excitement in it because you're kind of in your head getting used to the idea of a player coming. But when it's kind of quick, it's like, damn, my man could be in the squad tomorrow, bro. we already bid for him yesterday, like it's bro, or the day before. So yeah, it's mad. It's actually mad. But yeah, obviously on to more news now. On about Napoli are still interested in signing Manchester United forward Rasmus Højlund as well. Listen, I feel like if they could get something like 35-40 mil for him, I think they would have done a solid, if I'm being honest, man. I think they would have done very, very well indeed. Tottenham should go for Jamie Vardy. He's all that what's left. When I seen Arsenal link with him, because again, the reports came out saying that potentially Arsenal were going after loan deals to obviously cover for Havertz. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? But getting Jamie Vardy in is absolutely crazy. So yeah, that'd be mental. Rodrigo, major update. The player asked for advice, positive for Liverpool. It's 100%. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Rodrigo for sure. We got IME says, do you see any possibility of Martinelli leaving? A possible loan for Rodrigo, maybe? I don't know, man. I can't see him wanting to go to Saudi, if I'm being honest. Remember, Martinelli's only, 23, 24? So he's still obviously early to mid-20s. So, I don't know. I mean, it's not stopped some Brazilian players going there in the early 20s before. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to see. I mean, again, it'd be, for me, I think, not particularly going to Saudi. I just think he potentially needs to move away anyway, just because it's been 2 years now. He started off the season. It's kind of the same old. Unless he changes position, Arteta changes his position tactically, he's just going to come in under the same kind of scrutiny and problems, man. So potentially a move away might be ideal, and especially with Trossard. Again, I still don't really understand that Trossard signing a new deal with more money, but no kind of extended kind of time on it is kind of strange. But I don't know. Maybe, man. Maybe. Big up Carlos says Spurs, my cousin shouldn't be down about Eze. Nkuku is there. Oh, that is crazy. Man said Nkuku's there and waiting, you know. You know what? To be fair, because I still rate Nkuku in it. I still like he's a good player. That wouldn't even be a half bad signing for them, to be honest with you. I feel like starting, because he's got to start every game. He's still in the Champions League. How much do you reckon you're going to sell him for? You have to let me know in the comments, because I've not actually seen a fee for him. So you have to let me know. I'm sure it's probably going to be less than what they would have paid for Eze. I know they were after Javi Simmons, but he rejected him for Chelsea as well. So they're kind of the two kind of options they wanted. Obviously, Gibbs White was another one that obviously didn't go there either. So you're looking at Morgan Rogers and Nkuku. They're probably the only kind of number 10 options I can think of at the minute that are obviously have already played in the Prem that you could probably get, because they need to get someone. Because like I said, Madison's out for the season. Because Zeski's out till probably next year. So who are they playing in that kind of 10 role? I know obviously Thomas Frank can play 2 up front, 5 at the back, like at Brentford. So he doesn't necessarily need a 10. But I do feel like in certain games, you're going to need that creativity, man, especially when the onus is on you to break down a team. Because at the minute, they've looked good against teams that have possession. Obviously, Burnley, you should be wiping the floor with them. They're not the standard quality as well. But, you know, those kind of middle-of-the-road teams, your Brightons and your Bournemouths, them kind of teams there, yeah, where they're probably going to allow you to have possession. You're going to need someone a bit special to kind of break them down on a regular basis, innit? But yeah, IME, Tom should go for Sterling too, by the way. Hey, he wants to stay in London, man. He wants to stay in London. I can see him, you know what? I can see him going to Palace or something. Palace, West Ham, so one of them kind of teams there. So yeah, crazy. With a laughing emoji. Firmino called Alisson and convinced him to join Liverpool. Maybe Alisson will convince Rodrigo to join Liverpool with a laughing emoji. Maybe, bro, maybe. Nkuku got 15 goals. Did he? And 5 assists last season. The raw. Okay. See, I didn't even know that, fam. This is what I'm saying. I don't know. You know what it is? I feel like the perception of him, because obviously maybe people were expecting him to be the main guy when you signed him, because obviously you signed him the year before, didn't you? Or signed him in the January or whatever. Then obviously the emergence of Palmer came in. It was kind of like rough timing for him. And then again, he's had a few injuries and you kind of played him up front and didn't really look great. But he just still contribute with goals. But I still rate him as a player. Like, I feel like playing him in his natural position for a team that's going to be dependent on him to play week in, week out, I feel like you would get a kind of a very good player, or a player that's you're going to see visibly consistent. But again, I just think Chelsea, you just got too many number 10s in it. And again, the stop and start and starting one game, not starting another game, I don't think kind of suits him to try and get the best out of him for sure. Big up Joseph, man, says we'll be very shocked if Martinelli does based on his wages tops. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Again, he's on 180k a week, so he's on a lot of money. But yeah, for me, we should be trying to sell one of them because again, we've still not sold anyone. Getting EZE is great, and a lot of people said they don't really care if we sell people or not. But obviously, you do need to sell some players, get them off the wages, get them off the books to kind of refresh the squad, bro. You can't be having 5 or 6 man in the reserves, Vieira, Lokonga, Zinchenko, all these guys just in the reserves because you're not going to play them. You're going to obviously make some adjustments. So yeah, for me, hopefully we can obviously try and sell some players as well in this window. Carlos, he says that Nkunku's perception is so bad. He's not a winger, he's a second striker. Palmer occupies his position. Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. That kind of 10/second striker kind of role, that area, that central area is where he can obviously thrive in. He's not that kind of hold-up striker or that running behind striker, the one that's going to press and make runs. Like, he's not that. He wants the ball to his feet, in it, so he can obviously do some magic with it. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the perception is him. It's like, and maybe because he was linked with Man United, so it's like, oh man, like maybe he's not that good. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I feel like certain like links to clubs and the fact he's been obviously injured a little bit and he's not really been a mainstay in the team, has the perception that he's not good enough. But it's just simply because you got Palmer there. So yeah, hopefully he gets a decent move. But I can probably see him going back to Leipzig eventually. Tottenham and Newcastle have known their actual places in the rankings this summer. I pity their poor fans. Yeah, it's been, bro, you see this summer, yeah, it's been ruthless in terms of, players getting nabbed. Crazy. I mean, Newcastle have had their chain grabbed a few times. I'll be honest, like that Ikitike, the Sesko thing, Mbuemo, Cunha, no, the list is Kudus they wanted. Bro, they wanted a bag of man, to be fair. João Pedro, they wanted as well. I remember reading that too. That's what took so long, and obviously went to Chelsea. So yeah, crazy, man. Big ol' Josie Buddy says we'll be very shocked if Martinelli does the rest of his wages. Big ol' yourself, bro. Newcastle want to sign Strand Larson. 70 million euros is madness, man. Absolutely madness. Big ol' IME says tell Spurs we're selling Reece Nelson on the cheap, 50 million to replace Son. Zinchenko, 45 to replace Madison. Oh dear, with a laughing emoji. Imagine if we actually got that for them. That'd be crazy. But yeah, just talking about obviously Rasmus Højlund. Yeah, he has a camp. He's made it clear to Napoli, RB Leipzig, and AC Milan. All clubs interested that he prefers a loan with an Why would he prefer a loan with an obligation to buy? That's kind of crazy. Because even with the obligation, that means he's definitely going to be sold, isn't it? I thought he was going to say he prefers a loan with an option or something. Or maybe that's a typo, to be fair. Højlund always wanted to stay at Man United, but if he has to leave, he wants move to be guaranteed. Okay. So I get what you're saying, actually. So basically, they're probably offering a loan, but he wants a permanent move if he's going to leave. Okay, I get you. To feel total confidence. It's just the way he worded it, isn't it? Yeah, Brazilian journalist Georgie Nicola has given an update on Real Madrid star Rodrigo, who was an odd news sub as Xabi Alonso's side oversaw a 1-0 win over Osasuna on Tuesday evening. He reported that Rodrigo's destination will be England, with Liverpool and Manchester City both interested in the 24-year-old. The question is whether he'll play for Liverpool or Manchester City. I mean, unless Tottenham, because apparently the rumors were Tottenham are going to come in for Savinho, 80 million pounds, bro. Apparently, the two Premier League giants are the most interested. Guardiola has been trying for a long time to sign Rodrigo, but Liverpool have entered the fray in recent days, willing to make Rodrigo the replacement for Luis Diaz. Obviously, that's what Luis Garcia said as well. The atmosphere for Rodrigo at Real Madrid since Alonso arrival has been very bad. I mean, this one you kind of knew was going to drag till the end of the window, man. Because this has been the talk since what, June? Before the Club World Cup, that he wasn't going to be obviously in Alonso's plans. It took 2 months for him to realize that. That's the 7th game in a row he's been on the substitute bench. Bro, they want to get rid of you, bro. They want to get rid of you, man, for whatever reason. I think potentially they want to try and reinvest in the team and try and get maybe a DM or someone like that as well. So kind of crazy, man. Chelsea signing Sensor. Yeah, I did see that, bro. I did see that. Obviously, he's going to Strasbourg and then going to you, man, later on in the day. Bro, I always feel like, I think I said it something similar with Saka. I always feel like these players are older than they are. I just realized, obviously, I seen it yesterday. He's only 21. But because you've seen him since, 18, 19 at Brighton, you just think he's older. But good player, man. Good player, to be fair. Good player. But yeah, hopefully we can see something happen with him soon. Newcastle are preparing for a Liverpool to return with a new bid of 120 to 130 million pounds for Isak. Sources team talk. Interesting, man. Do you think Newcastle reject that, or are they holding out for the 150? I think their stance is definitely going to soften. I think it's a domino effect, personally. I'm going to get onto it in a minute in terms of Jackson. Newcastle have almost had a full starting 11 of rejections. Can you imagine? Big up IME. Yeah, I did do a shot on it a couple of weeks ago. I think they've got like 9 out of 11 positions, man. You talk about the keeper. Trafford is another keeper that obviously rejected him and went to Man City instead. And then, yeah, the centre backs. Bro, it's crazy how it's worked out, man. Absolutely crazy, man. But big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, please obviously hit the description. If you want to join Match Bingo, scan the QR code on the screen and click in the description as well. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Join Match Bingo. It's free to join. And yeah, do your thing, man. Put a deposit down. I think it's like £1 or something like that for an easy deposit. To play Match Bingo for massive prizes, man. You can win a load of stuff, football gear, all that good stuff as well. So yeah, make sure you guys lock in, tune into that as well. Obviously, Match Bingo is sponsoring this video too. On to Nicholas Jackson, man. Now, so yeah, this is kind of a signing or kind of a an article or a story that's kind of picked up a little bit of pace in the last, I don't know, probably 24 hours, I'd say. Aston Villa interested in signing Chelsea striker after exploring conditions of the deal. Aston Villa have explored the conditions of the deal for Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson. The 24-year-old played under Villa head coach Unai Emery at Villarreal. Jackson told Chelsea this month that he wants to consider his options during the transfer window. So I don't know if it's a thing where Jackson's obviously know the writings on the wall because they've got João Pedro and Liam Delap and knows his game time is going to be limited, so he wants to leave. Or if it's a case of him thinking, bro, you know what I've just realized? I've just clocked it's the AFCON and the World Cup in the same year. I was just thinking maybe he wants to obviously be fit for the World Cup. Then I was like, maybe there's AFCON's in January as well. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so he's going to be playing. I don't know if Senegal are even qualified for that. Bro, the World Cup, the layout for it's been a mess, bro. Like, I'm sure in past years, by now, well, maybe it's a year out, so maybe not. But at least by probably the end of this calendar year, you probably know every team that's probably qualified for it. It's kind of crazy. It's probably going to go till March, I think, based off the schedule and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, Jackson will not be part of Chelsea's matchday squad tonight against West Ham. Amid interest from Aston Villa, Blues boss Enzo Maresca confirmed the striker is absent in his press conference on Thursday morning. He's available, but he's not going to be part of the squad. That's it, man. His career's over. That's it at Chelsea. His Chelsea career's over. He's definitely going to be moving on. We have 2 strikers, 2 players that play in the position. Also, we know something can happen before the transfer window closes. So that's very, very transparent there. I'm talking about it as well. Big up everyone in the building, man. Big up Luis Garcia. It says he won't be a part of the squad this weekend. The club has to act in the best interest of Newcastle United. We will do that in every situation. All about EZE. It looks like it's coming to an end. It will come to an end pretty quickly. EZE derby will be great. Oh, I can't wait for it, bro. Master the EZE derby is crazy. Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's gonna be so good. You know what? It'd be so like WWE. Yeah, if you had EZE in the crowd or something, that'd be crazy. I know that wouldn't ever happen, but yeah, that'd be mad. Or you got a screen at him at his yard watching it. That'd be mad. John Obi Mikel said we should be keeping Jackson, and I agree. Hey, listen, again, I'll be honest, man. In terms of perception, you're on about Nkunku. I think Jackson. And I mean, you might, obviously you're a Chelsea fan, so you might know a little bit better than me. I think he's got a bit of a bad perception all of a sudden as well. Like over the last probably, those 2 red cards definitely hurt his reputation. People have kind of like not down tools, that's the wrong word. I've kind of doubled down on him being not good enough and stuff like that. But I think in terms of like a squad player and someone to come in and out, I think he's decent. It's just when he's the main guy. That I said similar something about Havertz, innit? Obviously, Havertz is a little bit different because he's on so much money that obviously it's not sustainable. But if he was on what Jackson was on in terms of money-wise, having him as a squad player is fine. Like, he comes in, does his bit, like, contributes here and there, but you're not relying on him scoring X amount of goals for you to do something in the league or in the cups or whatnot. That's when it comes to problems because, again, he's not reliable like that in terms of finishing, especially some easy chances, which, again, Jackson's the same. But Jackson's hold-up play, his combination play with obviously Cole Palmer's good. He's quick. He can get behind. He can score goals. He does go on purple patches where he will finish some goals. You think, wow, what a finish. That goal he scored against, was it West Ham last year when he was outside of his right foot? Was a sick finish, man, to be fair. I think that was him. But yeah, man. So I do feel like potentially his kind of reputation over the last probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 months has definitely took a dive to the point where people like get rid of him. He's not good enough. But I think as a squad player, and again, you're in Champions League, man, and like obviously, I think you were saying it only takes one injury to a Liam Delap or a João Pedro, and you got one man like you for 4 competitions, bro. Because he, for me, I think he would play. I think he would play a decent amount of games. Well, that's just obviously my opinion, isn't it? That EZE 10 oh bro, don't. That EZE 10 shirt. I'm so glad I've not ordered my thing yet. You see me? Don't gas me. But yeah, that EZE 10 shirt should break the Glock 14, man. He has made the Arsenal fan base happy with that U-turn masterclass on yeah, 100%, brother. I agree. Kalu Drogba and now bro, trust me, bro. You see when we had when we had Adebayor, Van Persie, and Eduardo, fam, bro. The thing is, Bentner used to get clowned because obviously he was the worst out of the four. But he'd be one of the best strikers in the league, like in the Premier League, on this kind of generation. Because you look at the strikers, he wasn't as wasteful as Habits was. Definitely not. He didn't used to miss chances like that. It was just obviously he just thought he was better than he was at that particular time, innit? But bro, in the air, he was mustard, bro. Like he put a ball into the box. His heading ability was class, man. But yeah, bring me back the days where you had 4 man to rely on, man. 4 strikers in the building, bro. Like again, obviously, it was different because he used to play 2 up front. But regardless, man, the options were there because at that time as well, I think teams were transitioning to 1 up front. So you still had 2 or 3 strikers on the bench to rotate with a, like you said, Kalu or Drogba, or like obviously in my case, it was Adebayor, Van Persie, etc. So yeah. And Jackson, Delap, Pedro, I'd be happy for the amount of competitions you're in, bro. You're in 4 ones that obviously you're gonna have to play your best team in. Yeah, I think that rotation would be decent, to be fair. Even if Chelsea buy 100 players, it's only 11 that can play on the pitch. Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, the injuries. We've seen it with Manchester City last year. We've seen it with Arsenal to an extent last year as well. When you're playing these Champions League games on top of it, even with Liverpool had to basically hope and just play the same kind of team every single game. I feel like that definitely caught up with them in the Champions League for sure. We need to raise funds to comply with the UEFA rules in order to get into. Okay. I think and that's what probably David Ornstein was saying about us. Obviously, the PSR, we're fine. The profit and sustainability, we're cool. But this UEFA thing, this FFP is, I don't know. I need to have a look at the rules, man, in terms of, I don't know if it's based off how many sales you do or how many, maybe it's like your wage structure as well. I don't know what the kind of rhetoric is to try and get that down in it, because it seems like it's different for sure. The big up Luis Garcia says Liverpool in the market for an attacker, not just a striker. They want someone that can play as a 9, as a winger, as a 10, someone that can play multiple positions. That does sound like a Rodrigo kind of type. But again, is that Rodrigo? Is that Isak? Is that both of them? Is that just one or the other? I don't know, man. It seems it's very conflicting reports for sure, but we'll see. We can only sell players that were in our Conference League knockout squad. Yeah, true. That's mad. So yeah, that's why you're probably looking at getting rid of. I did see that Vega's obviously on his way out as well, so it's crazy. Big up Shanito TV. Chelsea is taking a big risk if they sell Jackson. What if Delap and Pedro don't bang? Yeah, true. That's another good point. That's something to obviously, because again, Delap is still pretty young for a striker. It might take a few seasons for him to obviously get under his feet. I still think he's a good player. I still think both of them are good players. But yeah, listen, it's not as easy as they come in, they just start scoring loads of goals. Sometimes they do take time. I know in this generation and this day and age where it's the TikTok generation, people have to score within the next first 10 minutes of being on the pitch. Otherwise, they're a bum, they're a scrub. Sometimes football don't work like that. Sometimes it does take 4 to 5 games, maybe even 10 games for them to get into the rhythm of playing with a new team, playing under a new system, a new manager, etc. And then after that, they'll kick on and look really, really good. So yeah, but yeah, to give them and I feel like if you have another striker, you can still go to the kind of default of, okay, we can just play Jackson and Palmer this game, and we know that the chemistry is going to be A1 straight away because they played with each other a couple of seasons now. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas again, Pedro and Delap obviously still need to get used to the team. I know they play well in the Club World Cup, but in the Prem, obviously it's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, Emery managed Jackson on at Villarreal for sure. Yeah, I think that'll be very, very good for him in terms of going. I feel like he'll do well at Aston Villa. I think the expectation probably obviously going to be a bit less than it is at Chelsea, obviously. And with Emery, he gets the best out of kind of those forward players anyway, bro. You've seen the likes of Duran and obviously Aubameyang and Aubameyang and Lacazette at Arsenal. Duran as well. He likes to have multiple strikers, and he does get the better out of them as well. So yeah, very, very interesting, man. Pedro and Delap have already banged world champions. All these buzzwords preparing. Are we preparing vegetables or something? It's done. It's done. Media people are so far behind. What are you talking about, Isak? Are you talking about Rodrigo? Let me know what you think, Chris. Pick up yourself for me in the chat as well. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel as well, people. In 3 years, our owners have made 770 million from player sales and loan fees. Damn, that's crazy, to be fair. That is crazy, man. Give me your starting 11 to face Liverpool next week, and what's your prediction for that game? I think it's all about Chelsea there. Pep said Savinho is not for sale and blocked his move to Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, I did see that as well, man, which is kind of crazy on their end because, again, it's who are they going to get? I have no idea. But yeah, it's obviously just on about Villa wants to explore the conditions of the deal for the 24-year-old who played under head coach Unai Emery at Villarreal. Jackson's told Chelsea early this month that he wants to consider his options during the transfer window. Chelsea have signed strikers João Pedro and Liam Delap this summer. Jackson's was absent from the Chelsea squad for the friendlies ahead of the season. The striker served the final game suspension in his first fixture, obviously the 0-0 against Crystal Palace. Jackson scored 13 goals in 37 games and obviously netted 17 in 44 during his first season at the club. See, 17 and then getting 20 goals. Yeah, bro, that's not nothing to be sniffed at, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's decent. Considering, again, and you're looking at over kind of signings that have cost way more. Remember, Jackson only cost, what, 30 plus mil. It's not like he was 60, 70, 80 mil, bro. So for that return, it's good, to be honest with you. But yeah, Chelsea have sold a host of players this summer with another 9 players to leave. Mad thing. While Manchester United's Alejandro Garnacho, I forgot you even signing him, man. And obviously RB Leipzig's Xavi Simons, top targets to bolster their attacker line. So these are the Chelsea players likely to leave. I think he's already agreed a deal to, is it Villarreal he's going? I think I've seen something yesterday. Oh, Evil Saka's on the chopping block as well. Dazassi as well. That's another one. I'm surprised he's not going much to Aston Villa. Chukwuemeka, another one. Fofana, man, the one at Burnley. Crazy. Don't even had him. Ben Chilwell. Brother, some of these, man, just need to give it up, man. Just cancel the contract or come to some kind of agreement and just find a club. Because Ben Chilwell and Sterling, man, like, we're gonna do this every single season, every summer. It's the deadline day in terms of you trying to get a club, man. It's crazy. But no, man. It says now also have Liverpool next week. Not also. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Obviously Raya, Timber. I'll see. Kyler Fury's gonna get Salah. I don't really fancy. I'll go Ben White, Gabriel Saliba, Timber at left back, Zumani Rice. Ooh, bro, I'm starting Eze, fam. I can't lie. I'm starting Eze in the 10, bro. The fact that I've got that option is crazy. But yeah, Eze in the 10. Gyökeres up front, obviously. Saka on the Saka. You know what? Saka on the left and Madueke on the right. I want to see how that works. We need to start changing some things up now. And yeah, having Saka on the left with Eze on the left as well. That actually might be decent. Do you know what I'm saying? That might be a nice little combination partnership there. For them to kind of link up. So that's all. I just want to see some different combinations, bro. I've seen the same front line for like 3 years in a row, bro. It just gets tiresome, innit? I just want to see some new players in there. That's why I'm happy we got Gyökeres. That's why I'm happy we're getting Eze. And you can go on from there. But yeah, man. Big ol' I and me. Big ol' everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to become a member, obviously it's pinned in the channel as well. If you want to join and sign up to Match Bingo, scan the QR code on the screen or click in the description link. Click my code. Make sure you sign up. It's free to sign up. It's about £1 to deposit a bet as well. And yeah, man, you can bet on all the games coming up this weekend. Big up Match Bingo for sponsoring this video as always. I am me. Liverpool get Rodrigo and Isak. It will prove that they will spend 90 million euros on a backup in Nketiah. Yet people complain about Arsenal spending 50 million on a backup in Madueke. Yeah, true. That is very, very true for sure. Again, it's one of those ones where kind of teams have different rules. Because Liverpool have won the league, they kind of get a bit more leeway. But I understand what you're saying, man. And to be fair, Carragher was one of the people that have said that isn't feel right than spending Nketiah. But I feel like he's saying that because he doesn't want pressure put on Liverpool. But that's another question. That's another topic for another question. But yeah, I do think listen, in this day and age, man, if you want to compete in all kind of full competitions, you do have to spend big money on squad players now, unfortunately, if you want to improve it. So yeah, but it's all obviously subjective in terms of if you think that play is worth it. Is Nketiah worth being a squad player for 8 million? I don't think so personally. I think he's got to start. I think he will start. I think he'll probably start on the left. I think he'll probably rotate. There's a lot of games, guys. Like I feel like people need to probably get used to more teams getting more injuries. As bad as it is to say, across the board, just because there's so many more games. And yeah, the Champions League games being 8 as well, and obviously fitting them into obviously the league games, and it being a World Cup year, there's a lot of games to be had this season for sure. Big up here, Carlos is at this point, Ronmy, Garnacho, and Simmons. Not happy about Tyreek George because Gittins isn't significantly better. This transfer window for Chelsea hasn't been great because we haven't actually improved. We need. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting for you to say. I thought you were happy with it. No, I think you have improved. You've improved your strikers, I'm sure. Remember, you only had Jackson last year, really, and is it Gooey that's gone to Sunderland? And you've swapped that for João Pedro and Liam Dapp, which is definitely an upgrade. So you've definitely improved in that particular department. I think where I would agree with you is defensively, you need to get. I mean, I think you needed to get a top level centre back anyway. I think Colwell obviously is good, but I feel like he definitely needed someone to go with him as well, or rotate with him or whatever. But bro, to get someone in, especially now he's had an ACL, so he's gonna be out for the season. I feel like he's crucial as well for your build-up. I think people definitely underestimate it. People just obviously look at his defensive kind of capabilities, which is fair enough. But obviously, why he's in the team is because again, ball playing centre back, how you build up from the back, is based obviously goes through him in it. So you're losing that as well as obviously him defensively. So we need a Bastoni. Sorry, he'll be a top level centre back, man. But I don't know, Mo. Is it a thing where you need to get all of those, because all these 9 players, I'm assuming. So it's Nkunku, Sterling, Jackson, Chilwell, Vega, Tyreek George, Dazassi, Chukwuemeka, and Fofana. All of these players you're looking to sell before the window closes. Do you have to sell all of these players before you get someone in? Is it a thing where you're going to sell Nkunku before you get Simmons in? Have you got to sell or get rid of Sterling or Jackson to get Garnacho in? I think so. I think Jackson's going to be the one that goes, and then you get Garnacho in to replace him. But yeah, I don't know. Even without the Jackson thing, even with that, the Garnacho thing, like you said, man, they're all kind of similar a little bit. Like Garnacho, Gittins, Tyreek George, who like it's a toss between a coin who's actually the better one. I don't know. So yeah, very interesting, man. Very interesting, man. We've got a squad for the top 4, not a title chance, especially not now. Colwell is out. I mean, I predicted you guys were going to finish 4th before obviously even the Colwell injury. I think, and the thing is that me personally, I think solidifying 4th would be a good season personally, considering, man, people forget you just about got it on the last day last season. You don't want to obviously go through that again, especially with you being in the Champions League. It might be a bit more difficult to gain points in the league as well as playing in the Champions League as well, especially with the squad you've got currently. So we'll have to wait and see, man. IME, the difference is TK is class. Madueke is ain't. Yeah, maybe. HS in Kentucky looks really good. Nah, he does look good. I can't lie. It looks good. It's early days, obviously. Again, early days, but he does look very, very good, to be fair. Ikitike is no class. That Madueke, in my eyes, I'm sorry. Says IME. Luis Garcia, Rodrigo would prefer not to leave Real Madrid, but you understand that is the best option because he will not get. Bro, I could have told him this like 2 months ago, bro. Why is it taking like 2 months to figure this out? He's not going to get any playing time after not playing 7 games in a row. What the hell? IME, get yourself to an optician, says RSL 76. Whatever they're thinking, it better work. Man said it better work, you know. It better work or else. IME, I want Arteta to give Madueke distinct minutes on his preferred. Yes. Right wing position with some coaching, you'll see an underrated player for sure. Listen, I won't say I'm a massive fan of Madueke. I'm not saying he's rubbish or anything like that. I think he's just a decent Premier League player. He's okay, like he's decent. I thought that at Chelsea, still think that now, even though he's playing for Arsenal. But not say that he can't contribute because I think he definitely can. But yeah, I want to see him. It just for me on the left, yeah. Even though he had a decent half against Bilbao, like he doesn't look naturally comfortable on there, just because probably he hasn't played as many games on there as he has on the right. So I would like to see him on the right and then maybe Saka on the left or something like that, just to change up the dynamic. Like Saka's been on the right for about 4 or 5 years now. Just change up a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Have a little bit of dynamism to the game, because literally the best chance we created in that Man United game was Saka skinning 2 players on the left, putting in a sick ball, and if it wasn't Fernandes, Madueke literally had a tap in. So yeah, I'll be interested to see that just for something a little bit different, if I'm being honest. So, but we'll see. Merson says this is not a good move for Chelsea. Obviously, Paul Merson is an Arsenal legend, but a Chelsea fan. He said on the Premier League show, I like Jackson. I've seen a lot of him. He's a bit messy and his touch will be poor, but I'd love to play with him. The position I played in, yeah, I love to be fair, he plays similar to like a Cole Palmer position, like 10. So I can understand. He's probably seeing the kind of combinations he does with Palmer and the link-up play and how reliable he is in terms of setting up other people and stuff like that and holding on to the ball. I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, that's someone I can work with. I love to have played with him because he opens up the game. If I were Aston Villa or Newcastle, I'd buy him all day long. He goes the other way on a big pitch like Newcastle's. You could get Bruno Guimaraes or obviously Tonali more on the ball. Yeah, true, because he'll stretch the defense. Yeah, no, it's a good point. It's a good point. Obviously, he's got pacing behind as well. Tactically, it might be a little bit different. If you ask a lot of defenders, I reckon after the game, even though he's messy and needs more coaching, which I agree, I don't think there would be too many centre-halves who would say that was easy. He gives you a hard time. He's willing to run. He does work hard off the ball, to be fair to him as well. I'm pretty shocked that Chelsea, he made Cole Palmer and Palmer made Jackson. They worked as a pair and really stretched the game. And he got Palmer on the ball and let him do his stuff. Yeah, I think the partnership was a little bit underrated, to be fair. I think both of them, I feel like you did see it. Was it Jackson got injured last year, wasn't it? And Palmer's obviously form kind of deteriorated a little bit. But I feel like Jackson not being in the team, he didn't really have someone to vibe off with, link with as well. So that was definitely a thing too, man, for sure. Big on RS, he says Eddie Howe doing press conferences at the moment. It's nothing, but he's that they haven't mentioned him once. They'll probably put out a thing where you can't mention him now because he's probably getting sick of it, to be fair. But yeah, that's one of those ones where it's just dragged out, you know. For me, if I'm Newcastle, I'd just sell him in it. I'd go to Liverpool. Look, we want this amount. If you don't get this amount, you're staying, and be pretty firm on it. And they've always kind of said 150. The reports are coming out saying that they'd be willing to maybe accept like 130. So maybe that might be a kind of a middle point as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Shanito TV, our signing of the season is Andre Berta. I've not seen my team move like this before Kai got injured and we signed Eze within 24 hours. Oh my God, Berta has changed our lives. No more excuses. Hashtag come on, you Gunners. 100%, bro. 100%, man. That's kind of the good thing that's coming out of this. At least we're active. Mate, in January, we had Jason Otto as the sporting director. We literally had Saka out for 4 or 5 months. Jesus was out for the season. Who else was injured? There was another man injured. And yeah, we needed a striker basically. We got no one. And then the day after, Havertz was out for the rest of the season. Martinelli was out for 2 months. So yeah, craziness, man. So at least there's a little bit of kind of improvement and they're kind of taking that on board. So any injuries, they're kind of trying to replace it, which is good. Luis Garcia says Elliott to Leipzig for 40 to 50 million soon. Spurs bottled the Elliott deal. That's another kind of deal that potentially they could be after, but they're not really showing any kind of interest in him for whatever reason, man, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Big ol' IME says, I don't rate TK. That's my personal take. He's not worth that price yet. Madueke will prove his. Watch this space. Listen, it's all kind of opinions, man. All kind of welcome on the channel. I mean, I've not seen too much of TK, so I can't say he's definitely worth it. All I can say is from the 2 games I've seen him against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, he looks good. Whether he continues that form on or not, I don't know. But he has made a good start, which is obviously good for him. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see for sure. Well, yeah, man. He's 100% gone. Obviously, I don't know about Isaac. I get that, bro. I get that. You can see the resignation in Eddie's face. Yeah, he knows, man. He knows. I feel like Newcastle behind the scenes. I think it's a domino effect. Like I said, bro. I think Jackson to Aston Villa, Watkins. Jackson to Aston Villa, Watkins to Newcastle, and then it's going to be Isaac to Liverpool. I think that's how it's going to work. I'll be surprised if that's not the case. Getting Watkins and Wissa in, I think, is probably the best kind of 2 combinations you're going to get. Watkins is Champions League proven. He's played in the Premier League. He'll score Premier League goals as well. Wissa is going to score goals in the Premier League. Again, it's probably the best you can probably get, if I'm being honest, man. So, yeah, you have to just make do with that. I feel like Watkins will score you goals anyway, so you're not going to miss too much of Isaac. He's just not going to get as much as, obviously, Isaac's going to get. There are rumors in the market. Master Gyökeres is the Swedish Lukaku. Allow it, bro. This is what I'm saying, man. 1 game and he's getting cooked. I'm not surprised. It's just part and parcel of obviously how it goes. Make sure you guys like the video as well, man. Only on 12 likes, 14 guys of you in here, man. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you wanna be a member. It's pinned in the description as well. If you want to join up to Match Bingo, man, scan the QR code or click the link in the description as well, man. Sign up for free. And they get involved, man. I'm definitely going to be getting involved at the weekend. I think if Ekitike went to Newcastle, he would maybe trying to justify a price tag. But Liverpool, when even Isaac is going to shadow him, he'll never justify it. That's a very interesting point. Like, is Ekitike going to get the main kind of striker role? Or is Isaac going to go out to the left? We've seen him go out to the left for Sweden, by the way, when Gyökeres is up front. He actually goes out to the left and plays there. And maybe he can obviously do what Salah does just on the left-hand side, which is very possible as well. He's a good enough player. and Ikitike can just link up. Bro, having Ikitike and Isak and Salah as a front three would be ridiculous, bro. That would, with how well Ikitike started, Salah obviously is Salah, Isak's Isak, bro. You're gonna have goals left, right, center, and obviously Salah, Isak and Ikitike could definitely link up because they're both ticky players as well. They're both really, really good at obviously ball close control and obviously holding up the play as well. So yeah, crazy, man. Big up Carlos. He says, I'm out, G. Catch you later. Big up yourself, brother. Big up yourself, and I'll catch you in a bit, my guy. Big up Andrew says, big up Tops. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you are well. Good to see you in the building, of course. Big up Suge with a super chat, man. Big up Suge. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you are well, my guy. Big up Tops on the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Big up yourself, man. Smash the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Big up Suge every single time. A real one. Seen him on Shane's channel last night. Big up Shane. Big up the panel last night. Really good show. And big up Suge every single time, brother. I appreciate the super chat as always, my friend. But yeah, just going on to obviously Chelsea and clearing up. Jackson's future will be resolved, but it's clear whether Isak is staying or leaving Newcastle. There are up to 6 clubs interested in Jackson, and Chelsea are expecting significant bids when there's more clarity on Isak's future. So yeah, see, it's all links, man. It's all links. So potentially Newcastle could go for Jackson, but I think they probably should go for Watkins just because there's going to be more expectation for him to score. Jackson, again, is still kind of young, still kind of raw. How many goals are you expecting him? I am expecting, like, for example, Watkins this season, if you said what kind of goal tallies he's going to get, I would probably say 15 Premier League goals again, because that's what he normally does get. Jackson, I'm not too sure. Maybe 10 to 15. So, yeah, I think probably Watkins is probably the better choice. And probably Watkins is going to be cheaper as well. Aston Villa are one of the interested clubs, but it remains to be seen if they'll be able to afford an asking price as well. So yeah, very interesting, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like what the video and subscribe to the channel, like I always said. Big up Suge for the super chat as always, my friend. But yeah, man, obviously some news about obviously the man of the moment at the minute, man. Eberici Eze. So yeah, Dom Smith has reported Eberici Eze undergoes his Arsenal medical this morning, I'm told. So this morning he's doing it. So there is potential that he could be in the kind of squad for the Leeds game, which is, bro, this turnaround is crazy, man. Turnaround is absolutely insane. We bidded for him on Wednesday, or the interest was obviously made aware to everyone through the media on Wednesday. Then by Friday, he's having a medical. I don't think I've seen Arsenal move so quick as well, man. It's absolutely crazy, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Big up RS. Howard just confirmed he's asked to leave a while ago, few games before the end of last season. Wow, that's crazy, man. Because again, I did see rumors that he wasn't happy about potentially not getting that kind of contract update. He was promised. Sorry. Apparently he's supposed to be on 250 grand a week. He's going to get a new contract. They kind of pulled that away from him. So he said he wanted to leave during the end of the season. That makes sense because I don't know if you guys remember when we played Newcastle and Isak just wasn't in the squad. And it was just like a random injury that no one even heard of or spoke about before. He just wasn't included. That was the second to last game. So that kind of lines up to what he was saying. Probably they had a disagreement falling out of then. And he was like, you know what? He's either saying, I'm not playing, or I'm going to leave you out completely. I can't remember if he played in the last game. Maybe because it was for, potentially it was obviously for the Champions League. So, yeah, man, big up everyone in the building. Big up IME says, SA10 knows how to play with a proper striker, Mateta, who will unlock Gyökeres, not forgetting freeing up Saka on the other end. Exciting times. Yeah, man, let's like I said, bro. For me, again, Eze is a fantastic signing. I think he's very, very versatile. He can play in a plethora of positions, and he'll have good link-up play with the likes of Saka if he's linking up. Like I said, I think the idea of having Saka on the left now with Eze as that kind of left 10 to link up with Saka on that other side, as well as playing balls through to the Gyökeres, is very exciting. It's something different. It's not Martinelli. It's not Havertz. It's not. We've kind of seen how this kind of plays out, and we know it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, it's got pretty stale pretty quickly. We need to kind of get some new kind of ideas in that kind of attacking lineup. And I think potentially having Eze, Saka on the left, or even someone else on the left, we get another kind of left winger in the transfer market, will just open up in terms of the dynamism of the team. Do you know what I'm saying? There'll be no excuses not to score goals at that moment in time, because we'll have a completely new kind of strike force kind of thing. So very, very excited, man. Big up Suge, becoming a member. Suge, big up yourself, brother, every single time, man. If you want to become a member, make sure you click on the description as well, man. Appreciate you, bro, supporting the channel as always. Only 99p as well. So if you want to become a member, you guys know what to do. Follow Suj and big up Suj every single time, brother. Really appreciate your support. Big up Dom in the building, man. Morning to Dom in the building, man. Big up yourself every single time, bro. Hope you are well. I can imagine that you're ecstatic that we've signed Eberici Eze as well. But yeah, very, very good news, man. Very good news to be an Arsenal fan the last 2 or 3 days for sure, man, because he's a fantastic player, and I'm excited to see him come back to Arsenal. Joke of the day, he's at Manchester United of a transfer world with a laughing emoji. Big up Andrew says, yeah, we are moving differently. Honestly, man, like I said, to be linked with the player Wednesday, to have him have a medical on Friday, potentially him in the game tomorrow on Saturday, no training session unless he's going to have a training session maybe later on today. It's crazy, man. Big up Shane, man. Absolute legend in the building, man. Suj. Big up Suj, man. Big up Shane as well. Make sure you go over and subscribe to Shane. He's going to be doing his morning show soon enough as well, man. So yeah, 10:30 full Irish breakfast. Make sure you go over and tune in for that as well. But big up Shane every single time, man. Big up Darby says the speed was because Arsenal agreed everything in principle about 10 days ago. Before, they just chose to pull the trigger 2 days ago. Amazingly, it was kept quiet for so long. Big up Darby, man. And I feel like that is definitely kind of the case as well, because I and me obviously said it in the chat earlier that he did see Han of Arsenal post a tweet about Eze and potentially a bid going in for Eze. This was probably about a week ago, something like that. I remember he said it in my chat at the time, and he deleted it very quickly. So he was definitely under the kind of instructions not to kind of post it in the media. I think they kind of told the media, they briefed the media that we weren't interested at all, to kind of let Tottenham do the donkey work, kind of let Tottenham think they're going to be in a position, and then we kind of swooped in for him. Whether obviously we're going to do it if Havertz didn't get injured, I don't know. Again, that's probably something that maybe you think, because you could look at it 2 ways. You can say, well, it's not very good that we've been reactive to Havertz getting injury, and then we're going in for Eze, we're triggering it. However, you can look at it and say, you know what? We had injuries in January when Jesus got injured for the season, and Havertz obviously got injured, and Saka got injured in December, and we didn't buy anybody. So for us to actually react to something is actually an improvement for what we're used to even from January. Because again, if we would have bought a Watkins, for example, who knows where we would have been? Maybe we would have won something. So who knows, man? But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. Big up the chat as always. Big up everyone in the building. Big up Suj, man. Big up Shane in the building, man. Or Sean, he said. Big up Gunner for Life 82. Morning, Tops. Hope you are good, bro. Hope you are well, man. Big up yourself every single time. Hope you are well. Big up the chat. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the video. If you want to go to Match Bingo, make sure you scan the QR code. It's free to sign up. The link is in the description as well. And yeah, man, click on the Tops link. And yeah, I think it's like £1 deposit. And you can bet on any of the games this weekend. And listen, prizes, man. Match merch, football tops, everything, man, if you win. So, yeah, very, very good. Make sure you play. Andrew says if we could get a left winger, we'll be set. Honestly, man, I'm fingers crossed. And for me, bro, it doesn't even have to be Rodrigo. It just has to be someone fresh on that left wing that can really make an impact for me personally. Because, again, you're looking at the kind of the options. No one's really happy with them, like the Martinelli on the left. Trossard's like a good substitute kind of backup kind of player. But again, he's kind of declined the last year or so. Madueke, again, I think he's better on the right, if I'm being honest. More comfortable on the right. So you're looking at the options, you're thinking, even Eze, he's more comfortable in the middle. You kind of need that kind of top level left winger to come in and do their thing, man. So yeah, hopefully we can kind of get someone in. There's still time. We need to sell some players, but there is actually still time. And because of this Eze deal coming out of nowhere, it's given me a little bit more belief, a little bit more faith. And I think, like, as Arsenal fans, we just need someone to hold on to. We just need something to look at. I think, you know what? They actually achieved this in a quick time. What's to say they can't do this time next week? Or on the final day, we're linked with the player through the media, and all of a sudden we've agreed a fee and done. So I think Berta is definitely trying to change that perception with Arsenal fans, because a lot of us have PTSD, man, from these failed transfers from Luis Suarez and these signing Kim Kallstrom with a broken back, all these kind of blunders. Neto last season, who was a cup-tied keeper. So yeah, you got to take these things into account. So for me, I think we're going into the right direction. Hopefully we can do it for sure, Andrew. But big up for the comment. Big up Suj, man. Big up Gunner, man. Big up yourself, brother, as always. Big up RS. I think Eze is going to be a long on the left wing. Arteta loves playing players out of position. Yes, that is correct, man. I think he has played a lot of players out of position. Hopefully, though, even if he is on the left wing, he can come inside, because naturally he's going to come inside. Even when I see him play for Palace, he's on the left wing in terms of in the position, but he just comes inside, man, because he just wants to get on the ball. He's a dribbler. He's a guy that needs the ball. He wants to make things happen. That's one of the things that we actually lack in our team. Someone that's going to dribble with the ball into space, man. I think he's going to be very good at that. So hopefully, even on the left, he can actually make an impact and do something decent. Big up Normski, the legend Normski, the Undertaker, undefeated streak, all of that good stuff. Big up Normski, man. Hope you are well, my bro. What's going on, Mr. Top's great show last night? Come on, bro. The Bruised. Yeah, man. Big up Shane. Big up Normski. Big up Rashid. Big up BBK as well. Sick show. Really enjoyed it, man. The 2 hours they flew by, if I'm being honest, man. It was absolutely amazing show. So, yeah, big up all you guys. Of course. Big up Suge. Big up Normski. Big up Shane and Normski. Big up the chat, man. Make sure, wicked chat. Make sure you guys subscribe and all that good stuff if you've not already. Like the video and all that good stuff. Big up Shane and Suja. Big up IME says, I love it when I see familiar names in the chat coming back again. Let's continue to show Tops some love. Big up IME, man. I really appreciate you and appreciate everyone in the chat, man. Just drop a comment if you've not already. Say hello. So say how your day's been. Put an opinion in there. Always welcome, man. Always positive energy in this chat as well. So, yeah, really appreciate different opinions as well. Big up Normski's putting the fist emoji too. Andrew, big up RS, he says never missed the full English. I keep saying full English because I fancy full English. Never missed the full Irish. Shane is the master of impressions. The new Mike, bro. Shane he's got away with words. I tell you that, man. He has got away with words. It does make me laugh, man. Big up Jake says hi. Big up yourself. Hope you are well. We all know Isaac is going to be delayed and it's going to happen on deadline day. Big up Chris in the building as well. Of course, bro. It's definitely going to happen, man. I feel like it is going to be a deadline day thing. I think it's just a domino effect, like I said. I think Jackson either goes to Aston Villa or Newcastle. If he goes to Aston Villa, I think Newcastle go for Watkins and get Wissa as the kind of two kind of covers for Callum Wilson and obviously Isaac. And then Isaac goes to Liverpool. I think that's going to happen, man. But we shall see if it definitely does. And today is sponsored by Match Bingo. Big up Jake, man, for the comment. Give me Lookman on the left. Suge, I would take Lookman. I would take him all day long, bro. Yes, just give me someone fresh, new. And if we have to sell Martinelli, we have to sell Martinelli, man. It looks like Trossard's staying because he signed a new contract with more money. So I can't see him being sold. That would be very bizarre. A player agreeing to a new terms and then being sold on to another team, which would be crazy. But yeah, I think potentially we could be getting someone decent. Big up Chris says, Eze will be playing left winger under this manager. Your window is now done. Listen, we'll have to wait and see, Chris, man, because I didn't think we'd be even getting Eze. I thought Manawaki was my left winger. So, hey, it's getting higher, man. It's getting higher. Manawaki to Eze to someone that. Hey, I'm not going to talk too much, man. I'm just going to enjoy this signing for sure because it's come out of nowhere. RKO settings. Yeah, a Lookman would be ideal, says Andrew. Yeah, 100%, man. I think Lookman would be very, very ideal for sure. Buzzing about Eze, we still need a left back. Yeah, I mean, that is very, very true. I feel like hopefully, I think potentially we could get another defender if we move on Kivior and Zinchenko. I think them two need to be moved on. And for me, we need to get someone that can play, who's a left back, who can play centre back, and then that'll be perfect. Because again, they can fill in at left back or be the starting left back. You can have Calafiori kind of fill in at centre back then, and then you can kind of just swap things a little bit around. So yeah, I do think we probably do need a proper left back that can defend as well as go forward. And then you can use Lewis Skelly in a number of positions as well. So yeah, I think that would definitely work out. Big up Chris says Simmons to Chelsea is already done, but once again they're just dragging out until deadline day. I mean, there is a rumor, and people have said this in the past, that some of these deals are like they're done in advance. They're done like 2 weeks before, but they just kind of let the media believe that they're not done to drag it out to deadline day, so they get like kind of major views and a kind of attention on it. I don't know if this is kind of like a little deal between them two, but yeah, it's kind of crazy if that's the truth, man, for sure. And big ol' RS, he said, Bert hasn't done much in terms of sales. He needs to work on that for sure. Also, I've spent more than Liverpool in terms of net. Yeah, I think we might have spent the most. Also, Man United, one of the two. We might have spent the most, bro. But yeah, 100%. And again, I'm not going to completely blame Bert because at this moment in time, bro, the wages that these guys are on, I can understand. Like Reece Nelson, for example, he probably would have got a move already, but he's on 100K. He's not a 100K player. He's like a 40K player at best, man, in terms of what he's actually done in the game, how consistent he's been in terms of always getting injured, having a run in the team, etc., etc. I feel like he's still a good player, and I think he is a good Premier League level winger. Do you know what I mean? I think he'll be good at a Crystal Palace or a Wolves or a Fulham or a Brighton or a Bournemouth. I think he'll be decent, to be fair, but he's just on too much wages, man. Same with Zinchenko. 150K a week is a lot for someone that is going to play left back, really, unless he's playing in midfield somewhere. So, and the level of teams that are after him, bro, they're not going to pay, like Fulham are not going to pay him 150K a week, man, to play. at left back. It's just not going to happen, innit? So, yeah, I think the wages are really, really hurting us. However, there is going to be a point where it's like, you know what? This is what you're given. We just need to move them on. And I feel like the later it goes on in the window, the more desperate Arsenal are going to get, the more kind of things we're going to be thinking, you know what? If we really need to obviously get some more players in, we have to try and move out a Kivior, a Zinchenko, a Lokonga, a Vieira. I've seen that David Ornstein said that potentially it's going to be a loan with an obligation to buy. Before it was going to be a straight fee. So even that's kind of took a little bit of negotiating to another kind of option. So yeah, Bert definitely needs to improve on it. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't, because he definitely does. But yeah, I'm going to give him a bit of time to do it for sure. Big ol' IME says I'm getting selfish now. Sell Martinelli for one of these in the last summer days, and get Rodrigo on loan with an obligation to buy. That would be the dream, bro. That would be the dream. Again, Rodrigo is going to be a player that a lot of clubs are going to want, man. Man City, Liverpool. Again, if he's going to come to the Premier League, the top 3 teams, maybe even Chelsea. I don't know about the wage structure, if they're going to accept it, but maybe even Chelsea, man, would be willing to accept. So, yeah, bro, it'll be a difficult deal to do, I'll be honest, man. I kind of see it happening. I don't know, but you never know, man. You never know. You never know, man. But yeah, apparently, let's have a look. Obviously, let's have a look. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. So Eze will undergo his medical today. Obviously, that's kind of well reported, throw out everywhere. Interested in a bit of news here. I don't know about the source. Graham Bailey says Rodrigo to Arsenal still has some legs. Arsenal could be interested in a possible loan move. They've got a good relationship with Real Madrid. I certainly wouldn't rule it out, especially if Rodrigo pushes in the last 10 days, which is quite possible. I still wouldn't 100% rule out Manchester City out of the equation just yet. Rodrigo didn't get any minutes at all in the last game. Let's see what happens. But if he doesn't get much game time this weekend, he's one of those players who could move. Wow. So that's kind of a little bit breaking. How legit it is, I don't know. But yeah, man, if there's a possibility, I just don't. Them accepting a loan, it's got to be an obligation as well, surely. This will be, bro, if we get him as well, bro, man, I can't see it happening, but I don't know, man. I've been surprised in this window already, so we'll have to wait and see. That'll be crazy. But yeah, Arsenal are not expected to complete the signing of Eze in time for him to make his debut against Leeds on Saturday, with the expectation instead that the move will be finalized over the weekend. So, yeah, maybe he's having part 1 of his medical today, part 2 of his medical tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, listen, it would have been nice to have him in the Leeds thing, but again, he's probably not had a kind of training session with the club or with the team he's going to be playing with. And we don't really need him against Leeds, to be fair. We should be beating them regardless. So maybe having him have a full week of training and him being ready for the Liverpool game might be the more sensible option. But again, the fan dopamine hits. You just want to see the play as quickly as possible for sure. Big up Chris says Eze on the left wing is a receipt for disaster. I'll be there when he gets a hamstring injury because he's tracking what Arteta wants. We've seen it with Saka. We'll see, man. We'll see what actually happens with it, man. Because listen, if we just play the same way as we've played before, Chris, then again we're gonna have the same result. So Arteta is gonna be under pressure to change things. And already with the Gyökeres in the building, we can't play how we played last year because they're completely different players. I think Eze again, to ask him to do what Martinelli does is going to be silly. So I think tactically he's going to have to change as well, man. Big up Shane in the building. Big up everyone. Make sure you smash the likes for this legend. Big up Shane, man. Of course, man. Make sure you do smash the likes. On 19 likes, let's see if we can get 20 likes, man. We should be dropping the worst attacking midfield in the world. Odegaard for Eze. And, bro, this is now an option. Before, no one could actually see Mikel Arteta dropping Odegaard for Ethan Nwaneri. He's 18. Again, he's a talented player, but there's hierarchy, isn't there? He's not going to drop his captain for him. I can definitely see it, and there's going to be pressure for him to do and drop Odegaard for Eze for sure. But, bro, you think fans are going to come out of stadium when we've drawn 0-0 to Bournemouth and Eze's on the bench and he gets 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the end, or he's on the left and doesn't really get into the game? People and Odegaard drops a stinker. People are not going to be in uproar. People are going to be like, it's time to move Odegaard on now. It's time for him to go to the bench. This is what I'm saying. He puts pressure on players that are a bit too comfortable or players that are not performing. When you get all the players that fans rate, that the manager rates, that whoever rates, that could take their spot. So yeah, I'm very excited for that for sure. Odegaard should be sold to the hair modeling advert, says Chris. Big up Shane, he says full English. How dare you? Apologies, my brother. Apologies. It was a mistake. It was a typo mistake. Big up yourself anyway, bro. Good to see you in the building. IME, you need to forget Rodrigo loans. there are too many clubs interested in him. Madrid will want money, obviously. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, bro. With the Madrid loan, unless it's an obligation. But again, it depends. You know what it is, RS. I feel like in this day and age, it all depends on what the player wants. We've just seen it with EZE. If a player particularly wants one particular club, then I feel like the team are obligated to kind of just go to the needs of that club that's offering the deal. Because again, if he's saying, I don't want to go to Liverpool, I don't want to go to Man City, not saying he would say that, but just in general, if he's saying that he wants to go to a particular club, like for example, if he said he wants to go to Liverpool and Liverpool are like, well, we're going to offer you 70 mil, when Man City and Arsenal are offering 80, 90, they're going to have to take the 70 because he only wants to go there. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what clubs are kind of doing now, taking that kind of, you don't really see a bidding war now. Because again, the clubs kind of go to the player first, ensure them that their project is the best. And that's when they're invested. And then that's when they can negotiate club to club, one-to-one. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that for sure. Liverpool will switch their attention to Rodrigo in the next few days. If that deal doesn't happen, can definitely see that as well, bro. Can definitely see that as well. Again, I don't feel like Rodrigo's going to start again this weekend for Real Madrid. And if that's the case, he's going to be looking to try and make a move, man, because it's World Cup year. You can't be on the bench getting because the thing is, he's not even coming on. Like, he's getting no minutes. Ancelotti's not going to pick you, bro. You wouldn't have played. So he needs to try and go to a club he's going to start for. And yeah, like RS said, there's going to be loads of clubs after him, man. Not even just in the Premier League. You're looking at other clubs in Europe as well, man, that potentially don't even need him, but it's a market opportunity. So yeah, I think potentially it could be in for a big one. I hear Martinelli might go to Saudi. That is kind of the rumors from India Kalia. I don't know if he's tier 1 now because he got the belabored news right. But India Kalia did say that apparently Martinelli, it could be a move for him. So I don't know, man. I don't know if that's legit. If I'm being honest, man. But we'll have to wait and see for sure. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, also I'm not expected to complete the signing of EZE in time for him to make his debut against Leeds on Saturday with the expectation. Instead, the move will be finalized. So I got a feeling it'll probably be officially announced on Monday. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, man. Very interesting indeed. Shane, both they are separate deals. LOL. So yeah, a lot of Liverpool fans are saying that they're going to get both. They're going to get EZE and Rodrigo, which that would be crazy. That would be crazy, man. It's going to be war when the Paul play the Magpies. Big up Normski. 100%, bro. It is going to be. And like I said, it's going to be definitely war, man. I feel like potentially this could be the hardest hit game since that battle at the bridge. When it was Spurs against Chelsea, it was a 2-2 draw. Spurs obviously lost the league to Leicester at that time. Leicester won the league because they dropped points. That was a crazy game. There should have been about at least 4 or 5 red cards in that game for sure. And even the game, the Tottenham versus Chelsea game, where they were down to 9 men, and obviously Romero got sent off, and I think it was a Doji got sent off as well. And yeah, that was a crazy game too in terms of tackles and that. So yeah, man, hopefully it is, man, because I feel like the Barclays Premier League, it misses that, man. Remember when there was teams like Bolton and Blackburn and Stoke and stuff like that, that kind of tough, rugged, aggressive kind of games, man. You don't really get that because again, the referees, the VAR, they're very picky. They don't. The level of aggression is kind of toned down, which I do kind of miss because again, it just brings an added dynamic and element to the game because you can have a really good team. And this is why I feel like in this era, man, if we had the Arsenal kind of invincibles in this era, we would have been cleaning up. Some of the games that we did lose was because teams were just overly aggressive and just didn't allow us to play. Whereas now you just be penalized for free kicks and penalties. So yeah, crazy. Today is sponsored by Match Bingo. Big up Jake, man. It definitely is sponsored by Match Bingo as well. Big up Shawnito TV. How are we linked to Morgan Rogers again? This is not my club. We don't move like this. This is what this fan base deserves. This. It's been long overdue. Come on, you Gunners. Big up Shinito TV, man. I did see the link to Morgan Rogers. I don't know how true it is, but the fact that we're still linked to players, man, and we've not heard the dreaded media brief of Arsenal's incomings are done. We've still not heard that, by the way. I thought straight after the EZE deal, and maybe we might hear that after EZE is confirmed. He's holding up the shirt. He's on the website. We might hear incomes are done officially, but until that, man, listen, for me, we're still active in the market, bro, which is always good. We've got 7 players in and we still want more players. So yeah, I feel like potentially it could be an all-time kind of window for sure. Today is sponsored by Match Bingo. Big up yourself, brother. Big up Chris, who says Ante Deck are bigger than Newcastle, which tells you everything. That's crazy. Chris going in on Newcastle, man. It's mad. Big up Suge. Why can I see a Serge Gnabry signing on deadline? Bro, I forgot. Honestly, I completely forgot about Serge Gnabry. Bro, listen. No, I mean, look at the reunion you would have. You would have literally EZE coming back, Serge Gnabry coming back. That's crazy. Obviously, Madueke used to play in North London, so that would be mental at Suge, man. Absolutely mental. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Big up Shane says, RSL, can't see both happening, but wouldn't be shocked. I've seen the way Liverpool are moving. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's one of those things, Shane, man. There's a lot of things I didn't think would happen in this window that I've seen happening. In terms of even Liverpool getting Ikitike, I thought they were just kind of playing their bluff and saying, we're going to go after Ikitike, give us EZE. But they actually just went for Ikitike and they still want EZE. It's like, what the hell? Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, also getting Gyökeres. I thought for sure. Arteta's going to want Sesko. Is similar to Havertz, pet project, etc. We've got Gyökeres through the door. Okay, unexpected. We're not going to get EZE. That's it. Ivo and Yeri. We've seen this kind of story before. We're getting EZE now. Okay. So there's a little bit of different things. For me, you got to have different things in football, man. You got to have things that kind of excite you and take you off guard, because we've watched football for years and years and years. It can get a bit repetitive and a bit more formulaic when you know what's going to happen. So I'm glad in this kind of transfer window, we're seeing kind of new things from teams where you think, wow, I didn't realize you're going to spend that much. Because there was a period of time where teams weren't really spending too much, man. Probably the last 18 months, you've seen, obviously, in the transfer window in January, hardly anyone spends any money. Obviously, in the summer, even look at us last season. Like we didn't spend anything really. What, 70 mil? 2 loans as well. So, yeah, man, from that to spending nearly 300 is a massive jump for sure. Big RS, he says multiple reports saying that they are separate deals, but I would be amazed. Also, yeah, if you could get both of them, it would be crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I would love Rodrigo, but don't see us or also paying the snobby agent fees, etc. I mean, yeah, the agent fees, the wages, there's a lot of things that come with obviously the deal, signing someone like that. So yeah, it would be a massive deal to do for sure. Big up IME says Berta will improve also sells. He knows how to get money for players. If you check his records way back for Atletico Madrid, the guy is a blessing for our team. Listen, that is true, and this is what I like. And this is, bro, that's a great point you made, IME, because this is what I like about getting guys that have resumes that you can go back and look and see. You've done X, Y, and Z, so I'm expecting X, Y, and Z. I think it just helps with the expectation of things. The problem you have with Arteta is because he never managed before, there's kind of no expectation of what you can do, because no one knows. There's no kind of talking point you can go back to him managing another club where he did X, Y, and Z and won a trophy, or did X, Y, and Z and got a striker to get 30 goals. With someone like Berta, who's experienced, you know, there's kind of, he can buy players, he can spend money on players, he can get tough negotiations over the line. Getting João Felix for 100+ million at the time would have been a very hard deal to do. Benfica are notoriously hard to deal with. Them and Sporting Lisbon are notoriously hard to deal with, these Portuguese teams, man. So, yeah, that's a deal he got over the line done. He's got a plethora of deals in terms of buying and selling over the line on a consistent basis. So, yeah, man, for me, I feel like potentially he's going to improve that for sure, man. Big ol' RS, he says, haha, the Newcastle fans have just realized EZE is off. They're going mental on their streams after watching that. Oh, that is it. I'm going to have to tune in, man. I'm going to have to tune in, bro. That's crazy. Man said they're going ballistic on their streams, bro. It's kind of hit them like, you know what? We could be in trouble here. We could be in trouble here. Listen, I think it's just on. It's not sustainable, this relationship, man. He's coming out doing statements. They obviously need the money. They're looking in a bad way. Remember, they got Champions League football. I think the draw's next week, isn't it? The Champions League draw's next Thursday. So they're gonna find out who they're gonna be playing. They need to get a proper team together, man. They need to get a proper strike force. At the minute, they're playing Gordon as like the false 9 and Alusa, who's kind of a youngster who's at Sheffield United and Derby, as their kind of striking options, man, which is not, they're in the Champions League. That's not even good enough for the Premier League. So, yeah, they kind of need to get a move on with this Wissa deal. Just pay the money what they want, man. Obviously, Newcastle would have had some kind of money in terms of, they've saved money getting Ramsdale on loan instead of buying Trafford for 40 mil. They've obviously missed out on a load of targets, so they've got money. They were going to buy Ikitike for maybe 70, 80, and obviously Sesko is going to be the same. So, they need to just stop messing about with the Wissa deal, get that over the line, and then try and get another striker to replace EZE. Rodrigo is going to City. Again, there's 3 scenarios there, man. I think Rodrigo only goes to City, Chris, if they sell Savinho. If he stays, they ain't getting him. They ain't getting him, man. But I'm just very intrigued on to why that deal's kind of stalled, because is it a thing where City are saying, you're not getting him unless we got reassurances he's going to pick us and come to us in terms of Rodrigo? Or is it a thing where it's like, well, we don't really want to try and risk the Rodrigo thing by selling Savinho and then he goes somewhere else, so we're just going to keep him? I don't know, man. It's very interesting, though. Very interesting indeed. Big up Andrew says, I think Berta will get a couple of dead players sold. I think he will draw in the end. I think potentially it might be a few loans. I did see Karl Hein on his way to Werder Bremen, maybe on a loan with an obligation, I think it was. So that's one player out the door. You just got to start getting them out, man. I don't even care where they go. Just get them out. Like, we need to trim the squad in terms of like these players that they're not part of the team. They're not even part of pre-season. Lokonga didn't get a minute. Fabio Vieira didn't get a minute. Nelson only came on when Trossard got injured and played obviously the first game, but he's not even on the bench. So these guys are just going to be obviously earning the pay packet, just not even in the squad. So for me, bro, we need to kind of just get rid, man, for sure. Big up IME says the EZE deal just showed me that they never say never in football, 100%. Even Rodrigo. Listen, this is why I'm not going to be dismissive on any kind of deal, man, especially in this window. Like I said, I've been proven wrong twice. In my heart of hearts, I thought we were going to get Sesko. Like I said before, I didn't think we were going to get EZE after when Yeri signed. When I seen the briefs that when Yeri called off the EZE interest, I'm like, yeah, we're not getting him. Even before Tottenham were even linked with him, I was like, yeah, we're not getting him. That's going to be it. So yeah, they're things you definitely got to obviously pay attention to for sure. Big RS, he says there's no way you get Rodrigo on loan. Too many clubs interested. Hey, this is kind of the feeling you probably would say, but you just never know, man. You just never know. Big up Chris, he says Newcastle interested in Larson from Wolves. I swear Larson signed permanently this summer. It's so weird. He's average, to be honest. So was Isak when Newcastle signed him. Yeah, I mean, I think Larson had a very good season for Wolves, getting 14 Premier League goals, but he's definitely not someone that you would say, if you would have told a Newcastle fan, for example, Chris, we're going to swap Isak for Strad Larson, they would have laughed at you. Like, they would have laughed in your face. Like, what are you talking about? We're not swapping Isak, maybe the best player or best striker in the league or best striker in Europe, whatever you want to say, for Strad Larson. So yeah, that'll be a massive downgrade for sure. They only played 23 mil, so if Newcastle can offer 60, that's good business. Good business for Wolves on Newcastle. Yeah, very good business for Wolves. I said, well, yeah. Problem is Wolves don't want to be selling their players this late in the run out, and Wolves will be finished. Listen, I think Wolves are in trouble anyway, so they definitely could be finished for sure. If I was going to be brutal on Newcastle, Newcastle are basically Gemma Collins in the transfer window, trying to attract a man that keeps getting rejected. We might get in as many incomings, rejections as Newcastle has faced. Yeah, for sure. We're on 7. I think Newcastle, I think they're on 9 or something. So maybe, bro. Next summer window will be dead due to the World Cup. Yes, you're gonna have a lot of excuses of it's the World Cup. Yeah, we can't get active until they come back. Then gonna have to go on holiday if key players are getting to the final. So yeah, but I reckon if you do all your good business now, then you're not going to need a load of players next season. You're going to maybe need like a midfield upgrade or maybe like a left back, or you're going to need 1 or 2 players, not a load. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Big up RS, he says Eddie looked totally resigned to the fact that Isak's leaving, in my opinion. He had a tough time there for sure. Yeah, listen, I feel like he's done very, very well, man. I think he's done like very, very well. In terms of how he's handled the situation, a lot of managers would have obviously lost their rack for sure. So I think yeah, he's done very well to keep composed throughout the entire situation. Newcastle will get Whistle once again. That deal has been dragged out by the media for deadline day. Then they will get Larson or Jackson as a replacement for Isak. See, I think they're gonna get Watkins. You know, Chris. I think Aston Villa are gonna get Jackson, and then Watkins is gonna go to Newcastle. Personally, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I can see that obviously happening as well for sure. Choosing between Larson and Jackson is like choosing who's going to save after they get cheated on with your partner. That's crazy. Big up Jack. I'm back. Big up yourself. If I'm Ethan Wanyeri, I'm worried about my game time, especially with Arteta. He's going to have Odegaard, Madueke, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, Eze ahead of him. Yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to see how he does work it out. But the thing I'll say, Chris, is that we're going to get injuries. We're going to get a load of injuries. But we are. Like, touch wood, hopefully we don't. But we play too many games, man. And I think potentially there's options for him to rotate. Do not be surprised if he goes out on loan. Remember, he just signed a 5-year deal. So if he's committed his future to the club, don't be surprised. I would loan him out anyway. So I would loan him out to like a Crystal Palace or someone like that and just have him have a full season in the Prem. See if his body can handle it in terms of the intensity and the expectation of playing week in, week out in the Premier League, and see what he goes from there. I feel like he'll be a better player because of it, definitely, instead of being on the bench here or there. But we'll have to see how we do his obviously development. So how are you, bro? I'm very good, brother. Hope you are well yourself, my guy. Good to see you in the chat. When I saw Isak's statement, I was like, why do that before you play Newcastle? I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know. It's kind of whining. He's winding them up for sure. Big up IME says not all of those players you mentioned play in his position. There's a lot to play for this season also, but a loan is the best for him even to mature more. Yeah, I agree, bro. I think a loan deal for Ethan Wanyeri to kind of get him on his way in terms of getting used to playing week in, week out football at the men's high level instead of coming in 1 week and being on the bench another week would definitely be beneficial to him. But listen, keep an eye on it, man. Keep an eye on it for sure. Because again, You always have these kind of like loan deals or kind of deals that come out of nowhere in like the last week. But I agree with Chris. I do feel like I can't remember what transfer window it was. It might be last year or the year before. There was definitely one deal that just dragged out, and that was definitely because of the media. I can't remember what it was. It just dragged out to the last day. People knew it was going to happen for about 2 or 3 weeks, and they just dragged it. So yeah. And sometimes I did hear as well, I don't know if it was Arsenal, but some people did say that some teams actually, it's like a psychological thing. So they'll have a deal done in place, or done, but they'll actually wait until the last day to kind of either tell the media or to kind of trigger it, because they kind of know they get the maximum dopamine, and kind of the overall perception of the window definitely is enhanced when fans think, last day of the window, we were active, we bought this player, it's going to change our season, especially when they think they're not going to do any business. So I think from a psychological point of view, I think that definitely could be the case as well. But yeah, man, adding more fuel to the fire for the Newcastle game, 100%, bro. I'm always good. Thanks, brother. Good to see you in the chat, bro. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Big up, Jake, as always, man. Really appreciate your support, my bro. And yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the video. If you want to obviously become a member as well, please click on the link. And also as well, guys, if you want to join Match Bingo, scan the QR code, man. Sign up. It's free. It's £1 to play, £2 to play, all that good stuff. You can bet on any kind of game this weekend, including West Ham versus Chelsea later on today. And yeah, you know how bingo works, man. You get a line through the bingo. You could win maximum prizes, man. Football shirts, football gear, all kind of good stuff. So yeah, it's crazy. A red card is happening in the Newcastle game, 100%. And yeah, I cannot wait for it for sure. I cannot wait for it for sure. But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. It's been another 6 stream, obviously. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as always, people. And yeah, I've been really, really happy with everyone in the building as always, man. It's been sick. But yeah, you guys have obviously always been good to me, and I really appreciate the community always building as well. Good to see new people in here. Good to see old people in here. Good to see obviously people supporting the channel as well with super chats and memberships, and just being in the chat and just communicating with me. Always appreciate obviously the conversations I have with you guys, talking all good things in football. So yeah, man. Obviously my boy Shane is over there. He's doing his full Irish breakfast. So I'm going to redirect to him right about now. Make sure you go over there, say Tops Raid, D Janzo Raid, all of that stuff if you're not over there already. So yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Let me just set that up. Boom, 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 boom. Where we at? Let's have a look. Here we go. Yes. So yeah, thank you, Kai. Oh, that's crazy. Thank you, Kai Havertz. Is nasty work. I can't lie. Big up Shane. That's nasty work. Arteta spends 1 billion, man. Big up Shane as always, man. But yeah. A few more questions before I leave. Hope you are well. Big up yourself, Jake. Newcastle fans are forcing this rivalry, I swear, considering they have 1 trophy in 7 years. Also, fans are hypocrites before their owners. They were calling City and Chelsea all money. Yeah, true. And also, again, I feel like because they beat you in the League Cup to win that trophy, and now the whole thing with EZE, they're kind of manifesting this kind of hatred towards Liverpool. But I don't think it's anything to do with Liverpool, really. I think it's more to do with the player. Like, you guys, or Newcastle fans need to kind of look at EZE more and say, you know what? And maybe their own club more. Maybe he's been promised things and he's felt disrespected by the club. And there's always 2 sides to it. Well, there's always 3 sides to the story. One side, the other side, and obviously the truth. But yeah, maybe it'll come out into light when he actually does leave. He'll probably do a book or something like that, or talk about his time at Newcastle, how it ended sour. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm going to redirect to my bro Shane. Make sure you go over there, say T times the raid. But yeah, like I always say, don't hate to play at the game. And until next time, people, I'm out. Peace.